Hello everyone, my name is Shankhadeep Baul and I am a third year PhD student in the Earth and Environmental Science Department here at UTA. And today I'm going to talk about my research on late Paleogene lowest deposits in Midwestern USA. So previously, lowest deposits have been found in the Wyoming and Nebraska region. And in this study, I'm going to present a new site in the northeastern Colorado near the Pawnee Buttes area. So in this map, you can see all of the sites that have been where previously lowest deposit have been found, and all of them lies in the Mid-Cenozoic White River group, which is marked with this brown color on the map. And during our field trip, we looked into the distribution of this White River group and saw that like there's no particular lowest deposit that have been reported previously in the southeastern part of this particular White River group. So we explored previous literatures and explored a few sites during our field trip, and that's how this site have been discovered. So what exactly is this loess? So loess deposits are basically massive tan colored deposits, which is composed mostly of fine silt or fine sand sized grains and deposited by wind. And because it is deposited by wind, it does not have any particular layerings or beddings, uh, which can be seen in fluvial deposits. So all of these deposits are massive. So now these two sections, the PB section and the PBE section, are 5.5 kilometers apart from each other. And in the field, it looked very similar to Loess. So as we have seen in the field, it looks very similar to Loess. Now we wanted to test our hypothesis by getting the samples back to our lab. And also in the field, we have seen this uh, brown colored area, which is basically the siltstone, massive siltstone layers. And we did not find any fluvial activity, any signs of fluvial activity in this particular region. All of these are like massive tan color deposits, which you can see from these field images. And there are some sandstone bodies, sandstone layers like in between the lowest deposits, but it's mostly silt sized and massive. So now after getting the samples back, and also we logged the sections in the field, by the way. So after getting the samples back to the lab, we crushed the samples and then treated with hydrogen peroxide and hydrochloric acid to remove clay and organic matter. And then the grain size have been analyzed using a laser diffractometer in the Baylor University. Now, coming to the results. So in this strat column, as I have told you earlier, that it's mostly massive siltstone with very few fine sandstone layers in between. In the grain size, it reflected the same. This type of grain size distribution, this type of bimodal grain size distribution is very typical of loess, which have been seen all over the world. Now, there is two peaks. One is the coarser one is the finer one. So the coarser one here, which is this one, it represents the grains that are carried by lower level wind from a source nearby. And the finer peak here signifies the fine dust that is being carried by higher level winds from a distal source. Now, if we look into the mean grain size of these two sections, it lies in between 20 to 30 micrometer, which is a bit finer to the lowest deposits that have been found previously in the Wyoming and Nebraska region. Now, to further delineate these transport processes of this sand sized or silt grains, uh, we did n-member analysis on the whole data set. So this n-member analysis is basically, it tells us how many different groups of grain size or different groups of sediments have been present in this whole section. So each of these different groups represent maybe a different transport process based on the size. So to find out the exact number or the optimum number for the n member, we used this elbow plot. And here you can see after this third like third end member, this plot goes more or less flat, and this three end members represents more than 98% variance of this whole data set. So now here you can see these are the three end member curves. All of them are like in this one, all of them are unimodal, and the mean grain size of these three end members lies around 10 micrometers, which is the finest one, which is this blue curve over here, and then 30 micrometers, and the coarsest one is around 60 to 70 micrometers, which is the yellow one over here. And I have correlated this like the abundance of end members throughout the section. It has been correlated with the sections over here. And as you can see, there's not a lot of variance going on in this class stacked end member abundance column. The blue or the finest one or the end member one is the most dominant one throughout the section, but there is also like this green or the end member two and end member three are also present throughout this whole section without having like any particular changes in between. So the interpretations from this is, as I have mentioned earlier, the end member one being the finest one, it is possibly transported by high altitude winds from a distal source, and then the end member two and end member three, which are the coarser ones, they were probably transported by surface winds from a local or regional source. Now, to conclude, our questions, yes, there is lowest deposit present in this area in this White River group. And for the bigger picture, it will help us explore the spatial extent of the previously inferred lowest plateau in the Midwestern USA. So previously it had been inferred the lowest plateau lies in this Wyoming and Nebraska region mostly, but the presence of loess in this part or in the northeastern part of the Colorado, it will change the extent of the inferred lowest plateau in this time period in Midwestern USA. And also, the age of these deposits, this will help us correlate with the previously found lowest deposits, and it will help us draw a better picture of the change in paleoclimate during this time. The age has not been shown here in this poster, but the research is still going on. We are trying to get zircons from different levels of this two sections, and we are trying to get the exact age of this lowest deposit from those zircons. So yeah, that's it for this posters. I'll be more than happy to answer any comments or any questions you guys have. Thank you.